Good day, podcast community. I'm Pete Kane, and they call me Podcast Pete. 300 plus podcasts, you learn a lot. And I want to be with you to share with you the roadmap to scale and grow your business by 10x. Now, we're on the verge of 2025. We're on the verge of a major transition with AI. We're on the verge of a lot of things coming together. You have an opportunity. If you're an opportunist, you're somebody that keeps a keen eye on trends, on ideas, things that can grow your business exponentially. This is for you. We have three very distinct avatars: entrepreneurs that want to grow and scale their business by 10x and impact their community, nonprofits who want to grow by 10x and scale their business, sell their nonprofit for greater impact, and those corporate professionals. These are people that have 25, 30 years with a company. And what's going to happen in the next year, there's going to be a major transition. So we're going to be able to do more with less. So there's going to be a lot of displaced, talented people in the marketplace. And if that's you, you want to learn the skills of an ecosystem, the skills to transition your skills into how to be an entrepreneur with freedom, that wants a lifestyle, that wants to be free to be able to do your own thing. And if that's you, tune in. Okay, so we're going to go through 10 steps. And I'm going to go not fast, because I'm going to give you a gift that you'll be able to dig a little bit deeper into it, because you want to know what's going on. You want to know how you can position your business for scaling and 10x growth, because those are the people who are going to win. If you're just looking to barely grow, I have a bad news for you. You ain't going to be around. Because the ones that grow by 10x and scale will blow by you like you're standing still. That's what AI is going to do. That's what the entrepreneurial environment that's kicking in worldwide, but especially here in America. So if you're in another country, yes, you're going to catch the ripple effect of what's going to happen the first of the year. Not only are we having a political change of the guard, we're having AI kicking in a major way. So I'm going to cover with you the 10 steps to scale your business by 10x and our ecosystem. And then I'm going to give you a gift at the end. So first, assessments and waiting lists. What this is, and you'll see QR codes, so you could scan them. Assessments are essential for lead generation. And why is this important? Because if you don't have leads and you don't have a predictable way for leads to come into your business, you're not going to be around long, because cash flow is dependent on your leads, how you generate them, how you monitor them, how you evaluate them. And so assessments really zeroes in the people that raise their hand and give you a buying signal. And then they give you information that helps you to decide if you can solve their problem. Because entrepreneurship is just solving problems. The bigger the problems, the bigger the opportunity. But it gets down to the core of it. Now, I'm going to give you a name, Daniel Priestley. Write him down and Google him. And absorb his 24 assets, his overprescribed, his key persons of interest, scorecard marketing. I've listened to all of them multiple times. I've listened to hundreds of hours of his content. I know it's a little excessive, but he's dead on. He's dead on with what is needed to scale and grow. And see, don't take my word for it. You probably don't even know who I am. So don't take my word for it, but go on and do your research. Now, you can do in a little case, you can search Podcast Pete and then search your name. because that's the digital footprint that's possible. You'll see some content out there. We've done 300 plus podcasts. We're now building an ecosystem. Well, we have been building an ecosystem. We're now getting ready to launch in 2025. So the assessment is really getting that buying signal first, because you're going to hear a phrase 7-11-4. 7-11-4. It's not the convenience store 7-Eleven. It's 7 hours of content. People have to consume 7 hours of your content. So that way, if you search your name and you have a website and a LinkedIn profile, that's not enough. That's not enough to convince somebody that they need to be doing business with you, because they're going to look at the competitor and they're going to go, my gosh, he's got so much more. I get to know him. I get to sense him, because what 7 does is it gets people to know you. Do you have the solution for them? And because everything is online, it's easy for people to Google you. So always Google yourself. See how you present yourself to the world. If you present yourself to the world with like Daniel Priestley, like Brendan Burchard, like Ed Milet, and I could go on and on and on about the top people that do it real well. They present themselves very, very well. These are the top. Chris D.O. He's excellent delivering value and delivering the mindset of a branding, why it's so important to brand you, not your business, you. Look at Elon Musk. You think of Elon Musk before you think of SpaceX, Tesla, and what's the other? He has another company. I don't even know it, but you think of him. You always think Donald Trump. Do you think of Trump Enterprise? No, you think of Donald Trump. He did this way back when. He's a marketing genius. And they tried to keep him out, but they didn't. So sorry. The Trump train is on out of the station, and it's going to run you over if you want to stand on the tracks. You can jump on the train and ride it, or you can just get run over. So that was a little political statement there. Hey, look, I just want you to have fun, because if you can capture the early adopters of this, you'll be the winners out there. So assessment is really readiness. It's buying signals. It's knowing what the people want. They're telling you, they're giving you an assessment, because not everybody's at the same place in their business. You have to know where they are, where they want to go. Do you have the solution to get them there? They have to believe in you. That's why 7-11-4 is so important. Look at Apple. Steve Jobs. Okay. The richest company in this planet. It was about Jobs. Then he passes away. He passes the baton to Tim Cook. It's about Tim Cook. So even though Apple, they have revenue per person, $2 million per person. $2 million. That's in 24 Assets by Daniel Priestley. You have to know your revenue per person, because if you don't have a high revenue per person, you don't have a scalable business. And that's a whole podcast for another day. But when we get back to 7-11-4, 7 is 7 hours of content. 11 is buying signals. That's people raising their hand saying, I'm interested. That is a 0 moment of truth that Google coined a number of years back. People have to make 11 buying signals before they're ready to buy. And they do that through various things. It may be, in this case, it may be doing the assessment. That's a buying signal. They download a video. That's a buying signal. They buy a book. That's a buying signal. They download a white paper. That's a buying signal. Whatever. And if this is the same person, now I'm talking one person doing this, but you got to put your content out there. Give them time to digest you, 7 hours, 11 buying signals, and 4 different platforms. What does that mean? A platform is YouTube. It is Spotify. It is a book. It is Instagram. It's Facebook. It's LinkedIn. Those are different platforms. Once they go through 7-11-4, the brain just shifts. It's like, because you've digested enough. And think about I want you to think about just Jobs right now. When he passed away, it was like a family member passed away. People were flowers, notes, crying. It was like a person that you knew intimately passed away because you consumed him, you knew everything about him. That got your brain gets connected to that. And that's how you have to approach your business is Google yourself. You got to have a good digital footprint. Create digital assets, as Daniel Priestley said. So there's a whole thing about waiting lists in here. Overprescribed is another one of his books. You have to have capacity in your business and you got to know it. You got to be able to manage your capacity. When you do that and you're overprescribed, you're able to have price flexibility. And when you can have price flexibility, you can have a business that can scale. Because if you don't, and you're in a commodity, there's a race to the bottom because everybody can sell it cheaper. But not everybody can be Apple. Not everybody has an iPhone. Not everybody has a Mac. Not everybody has an iWatch. So their ecosystem is what's giving them, well, one of the main reasons there's innovation in there. But they've leveraged technology and they're innovative. And they're the most valuable company in the world. The old saying, I think it was Jim Rohn, success leaves clues. So you got to be observing, watching, seeing. So I challenge you, just Google your name. And if it comes up where you got a website and maybe a LinkedIn profile, that's not going to cut it. They're going to fly by you like you're standing still. So the next thing is podcasts. And I've done 300 of them. And I started after my stroke because I had to shut down my digital business because, well, that probably gave me a stroke. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But I was encouraged by my partner to do podcasts. And at the time, it was golf because I love golf. I played 5 days a week before my stroke. Now I played 5 days a year just because of the challenges. But that's not going to be forever. I mean, but 3 years almost have passed and it's gotten a little bit better, but it's not enough to play golf. I can carry it maybe 125 where I was about double that. So I lost a little distance, but my point is making a shift to creating digital assets. There's a lot out there. Search Pete Kane podcast Pete, whatever. You'll see a lot of digital assets. That enables you to always, once you create a digital asset, it doesn't go away. So you want to be creating digital assets. We do online courses. We do podcasts, and we learn so much from our guests. We personally will put podcasting guests on that are key strategic partners, but that's just an advanced strategy of podcasting. But it's leverage. You're leveraging yourself. You're leveraging it by putting your content out there. Give people a chance to get to know you, get to know your story, get to know your guest story, get to put that out there. That's why Google my name. And I don't have a middle initial, so I have podcasting. So Podcast Pete is just it's a brand, a community that we want to help you grow and scale your business. Be connected to that mission. So we're looking for 20 people that will join us out of the 350 people that we have in our podcast community. Because I get the chance to get to know you on the podcast, which I get to know your heart. I get to know a lot about you. That's why we're very selective in our community. We want givers. We want people that we're going to make an impact, that want to make a big impact in the community. So we dominate our backyard, and then we expand from there. Now, let me just go down a little bit. The third one is going to be community business coach, mentor, guide. You have to have a high performance coach. If you want to grow 10x, if you just want to grow, a coach is necessary regardless. But if you want to grow 10x, you got to have a high performance coach. And there's a podcast I have out on climbing Mount Everest and why a guide, mentor, somebody like that to guide you up the mountain is needed. But that's a story for another podcast. But you can search it. I mean, you can look at my channel and see. But here with a community business coach is strategy. I'm going to give you the strategy with the 10 scalable steps to meet each week for 12 weeks. That's when we strategize your business. You build a community of 20 who's part of a bigger community. So we have pods of 20, kind of think of it that way. So each one is developing a community within a community. So by doing that, you're going to learn how to use each one of these steps, how to leverage them, because an ecosystem is stronger than one. Every single one of these steps is scalable, but together it's an ecosystem of 10x growth. So I won't go too much into it, but the coach that certified me is Brendan Bouchard. He's the founder of Growth Day, Google Growth Day. And if you Google petekane.me/growth day and you want to try the 7 days trial for free, and then after 7 days, it's $50 a month. If you try it through us, we'll send you a free gift. You just got to email support@petekane.me. But anyway, he certified me. I went through the same growth pattern. I heard Brendan 10 years ago at a San Francisco weekend event. A friend of mine, Barbara Hemphill, invited me, and I was blown away, but I kind of lost track of him for 10 years, I think, maybe 9 years, whatever. And he was on the Ed Milet podcast, and he mentioned the word Growth Day. I said, dang, what's that? I Googled it. I saw what it was, tried it for 14 days, was blown away, signed up. Then I upgraded. Then I got a coach. Then I went and got certified. Each time I'm stepping up my commitment level because I've always believed in personal development, always read books, always listened to Audible and podcasts and everything I could get my hands on, because personal growth is so important to our development of who we are. But so that's who I'm certified with. The next one I'm going to share with you is magazines and community. And I want to give you something here because I want you to be able to check things out, because you won't find it on our website unless I tell you or share with you. But this magazine, I want you to, if you go to join our waiting list, go to petekane.me/waiting list magazine. You'll be able to see our scalable magazine. We're going to have thousands of magazines across the country. And you'll be the center. You can be the center of a community, because a community connecting digital with print. See, we can ship it anybody in a few days. And it's done by Amazon Publishing. So this is shipped to you in a short period. Let me say no. Let me go. I'm going to take that off there so you don't see it. Okay, there. But yes, Kennesaw Happenings. Google Kennesaw Happenings. You can see it, or go to Amazon and order one. You can see the 30-some stories and our articles. It's just a prototype, but it's 30 stories in there. So if you can imagine yourself in a magazine, in a city, and being connected to a small community, which is connected to larger communities. So Paul Azinger won the Ryder Cup. I'm a golfer, so appease me as I tell my golf stories. I haven't played much. He won the Ryder Cup by creating pods. So he had small pods within the Ryder Cup, and he ended up winning. Now, we're doing the same thing. So think of a magazine as a printed pod per se, a community, coached by a high performance coach, strategy 1 hour per week for 12 weeks. That's when we know we can push you out of the nest and you get the essence of the strategy. Then you're duplicated. You're able to do more. And you can actually grow from there, and it can be self grow. I mean, I think there's a word there, exponentially grow. So the next thing is growth day. Number 5, personal development. It's like the Netflix of personal development. It has so much content in there. It's growing so fast because it's so valuable. He has thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in there. But he has a journal, has goal setting, he has challenges, he has scorecards, he has a daily fire. What does that mean? He's talking to you personally every day. I write it down in my journal. I put it in my digital journal, on my iPhone, the journal app, which a friend of mine showed me, which now I can each day grab what my lessons I learned, put it in there, and now it's searchable from the latest update. But when you talk about growth day, if you want to get growth day, just put on the end of petekane.me, put the word growth day. Then if you get it, email us at support@petekane.me, and we got a gift for you because it's an affiliate program. And that's how you should always set it up. We have an ambassador one, which I'll get to in a little bit, but we do the same thing. So again, success leaves clues. See what's working, then you can emulate it or follow it. It'll leave clues. So Growth Day, the best personal development community in the world. Nothing close. I've been part of that for 10 months, something like that. So I love it. I listen to it every day. I take notes. I journal on it. I set my goals in there. I take the 5-day challenges. I score myself. All this in one place on your laptop or on your app. So, Growth Day. You get that, you're going to grow. Okay. Next one, live events. It's community. It's connecting community, and it's teaching you to speak. If you're going to 10x your business and scale it, you got to learn how to speak. You got to learn how to speak in front of a group. Public speaking is the second greatest fear to die in. People don't like it. But if the fear owns you, it owns you. If you conquer it, you own the fear. So learning to speak, we do 5-minute talks. Thank you, Glenda Hicks, for coming up with that. She called it Pete Talks. So kind of comical. That's an inside joke. But we do that on a regular basis. Right now it's every other month, and it'll go to monthly very soon. But you can go to and see this is engaging, it's connecting, it's learning, it's growing, it's being around people that are strivers, that are 10x growth people that are learning how to speak. You're not born a public speaker. You develop as it. So it's just a skill to use. Overcoming your fear is first. And I could tell you a couple stories, but I want to keep you moving here because I want to be respectful of the time. I want to give you the essence of it. But you can go to petekane.me/live, and you can see Glenda Hicks. You can see Lindsay Jones. You can see some others that have spoken at our event. And these are events where you connect, where you learn, where you grow, and where you develop your skill of speaking. Okay. The next one is a brand ambassador. Why do we have this? Well, we would rather keep the money in the community. I mean, if it's a choice of advertising or providing those kind of resources to people that know us, like us, and trust us, I'll do the latter every single day of the week. So You can be a brand ambassador, but you can't be one until you understand the system. I don't want people out there just doing it just because it's making money. We want people that believe in what we do, believe in the impact that we're making, believe in the cause of having a greater impact in the world. And when to do that, we do a 15% referral bonus or referral fee. So, so we want to provide you with the resources because there's a thing called, I think it's called neutral cost in marketing. If you can make enough from something that neutralizes that cost or investment, you'll do it all day long. So we want to get you to that point where you can plug in and be able to, when you know somebody makes an impact and when you get results with us, we want you to share it. I mean, if it works for you, I don't want you to share it just to make money. If it works for you, let people know. Send out cards is the next one. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've sent almost 7,000 cards. These are individual cards. I don't even do the system sell, but I do individual ones. I've sent more birthday cards, more thank you cards, more get well than I think anybody that I know. But they're individual ones. Individual ones. So I've been doing this, and it's just a way for us, one, to keep our clients top of mind. And this way, people don't forget you. If you get a funny, informative card once a month, you keep people top of mind. And that's one of the ways we use our send out cards. Because I had a friend, a client, he had 350 clients. If you could touch them with a card once a month, they'll give you more referrals than you'll know what to do with. And that's gold in your backyard. A lot of people want to go for the new customer, new client. People that know you, like you, and trust you better, but you got to cultivate it. You can't just, hey, I deal with warm referrals. Now, I put it on there kind of a joke, not a joke, but just to emphasize, you still got to nurture people because we get 6,000 marketing messages a day. You think people are going to remember you with all that information coming into a person's brain? No, they're thinking about themselves and what all this other stuff. So you got to be intentional about connecting with people and keeping your message in front of people. The next one, this one, boy, you better be ready for this one because I put the word AI models equals speed, efficiency. My partner, Jeff Bourgeois, has a free course. So if you go to, let me see, it's about time for me to give you the gift. Okay. Yeah, if you go to Masterclass, he's number nine on our ecosystem, and he has a free masterclass, a free course. Understand it, because I remember it was about 10 months ago, 9 or 10 months ago. He kept saying, Peter, you're using AI. I'm too busy. He said, you better get familiar with it. The wave's coming. And I just, I'm too busy. You do it. Oh, you can teach me when you do it. It doesn't work that way. You got to personally see the power of it. I did my first course and I put like the outline of it. Oh my gosh. In 20 seconds, I got the framework. Would have taken me 6 months to put together. I got it in 20 seconds. So look at the speed. 20 seconds, 6 months. Which one do you want? Hopefully you're saying 20 seconds. But the obvious question is, how do I use it? You want to use it in your business for efficiency. Yes, it's going to displace a lot of labor, but it's also going to make you more efficient, because if you're embracing it, you're growing by 10x. You're growing. You're going to be able to scale your business. So that is important to understand and take his free course. Go to the masterclass course. And then the last, social media amplification. I don't need to tell you too much about that, but there's a formula for it. but you got to amplify through social media, and we can help you do that. The buy back your time is freedom. If you haven't been familiar with Dan Martell and Buy Back Your Time, the book that he has, go get it. Go get that book and listen to him on all his podcasts, all his videos. Probably the best videos on the internet, best educational videos. His graphics are unbelievably good because he focuses. He's bought back his time over the years. He's built companies. I think he has 2 or 3 companies and he's a CEO. He's efficient with his time. Not only is he efficient, it's I can't tell you enough about the guy. I read his book. Jeff sent me his book, and I read it. And I didn't ever heard of the guy before I read his book. My jaw dropped. Then I Googled him, and I did an AI on his summary of the book. I read the book, listened to hundreds of hours of his podcast just to understand the essence of what he's doing. I learn every single time I listen to a video. But go on there, Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time, get his book, and then start listening to his content. That way you can understand more about that concept of buying back your time. It's different from outsourcing, but we'll go into that a different time. So I hope you have learned. Thank you so much for your time. I do very much appreciate it. If you want to see what the assessment's like, take it, petekane.me, take an assessment for us, and you'll be able to learn that. If you want to go on their growth day, you can try it for 7 days, and then if you like it, it's $49 a month. And magazine, we got the magazines are cranking, and we're going to do 100 of them next year. So if you'd like to be a part of this concept, learn, take an assessment in that area. And then the last thing I think is the masterclass. Yes, masterclass, get on there. It's free. Learn the 10 steps, go in a little bit deeper into it. But I want you, if you want to grow by 10x and scale your business, then do some homework. The homework is checking us out. Check out some of the things. All the assessment's free. The AI model of Jeff is free. So a lot of the stuff is free, but you got to take the time. So if you get off the busy bus and on the purpose plane, have a clear plan for you. Get Growth Day, because it'll help you set goals. It'll help you learn how to journal, and you'll get better and better every single day. So thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to spend with us. Be bold and make an impact, because now's the time to do it. Thank you.